Well guys, it's Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I told you we got something huge for the Off-Grid Homestead. I'm intentionally pointing at the ground as I walk. I'm about to reveal to you something huge. Really big deal. A lot of you will be very happy to see something like this for the Off-Grid Project and the Off-Grid Homestead. A lot of you will see the usefulness in such a tool for a homestead. So, well, let's reveal what I just got. Look at that. A Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive truck. It's got a 5-liter engine, electronic fuel injection. Everything works. It has a plow. I'm not sure if I get to plow with that or not. He said it has a plow. Although I'm not sure the hydraulics. I don't know, I'll have to go look. We paid for this last fall. It was going to be our truck for getting around to work and back, but then there was a blizzard and the snow came in hard and we never were able to get to it where it was. And it was not running at the time. So it's been sitting there all these months. Our property, but we weren't able to get to it or get it. It was out in the country and it had been driven there and parked. It had been used as a work truck on the land where it was and had been driven where it sat before we got it. But the solenoid was bad and the battery was missing, so we couldn't just go get it, and I didn't know if there were any other issues, so it's been sitting there all this time. Anyway, we had a friend help us bring it home yesterday, towed it home, where I could then work on it, and surprisingly, with some gas poured in it and about a half hour of tinkering, I had it running. Unbelievable. It's been sitting for probably now a year and a half, at least a year to a year and a half. The front bumper is not pretty, but it's there. And it's on solid. I guess that had something to do with the snowplow it was on it. And it's got the usual Michigan rust, which is sad. But other than that, everything is solid and works. The door liners are out. I got the passenger or the driver one. I don't know why that is, because everything works, but the door liners are out. I'm not really worried about the rust. It's going to be a work truck for the property for hauling firewood, and moving things around. Now we're going to move this log splitter out of here today. The back bumper is rough, but it's rock solid. The trailer hitch is rock solid, and I'll probably replace the bumper. I'll probably get one at the junkyard. But yeah, that's not pretty, but it is replaceable. It has a bed liner. It does have a bed liner, which means the bed is pretty good. From underneath, it's very good. There's nothing wrong. So that kept the bed from being rotted out and ripped to shreds. That's definitely a bonus. There's no tailgate, which I could care less about that right now. Those get beat up. This is going to be a real good tool for the property. All the glass is good. Could use some new mirrors, but Michigan law says you only need one. We got a rear view mirror and a side view mirror, so that's fine. Let's have a look at the engine. Let me pop the hood. So under the hood, we've got your Ford 5.0 EFI. There's no oil or leaks on this side. This side is all dry. The alternator looks like it's newer than the truck, so that's probably good. That's my battery out of my Oldsmobile. It's not holding a good charge, but it works. When we towed it, I pumped the brakes way too hard. I had opened the, I probably didn't have the cap on tight enough. I had opened the brake thing. I had checked the fluids before we moved it, and it shot some fluid out, so I cleaned that up. Anyway, got some work on that to do. I see the back brake isn't connected, but it works. When we towed it, it worked just fine. It stops good. So for a work truck, it's going to be fine. There's some oil over here. I don't know what. I don't know. It's on the top of the valve cover, so it could just be the engine oil fillers leaking. I'll probably give it a good cleaning and power washing and see about that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just impossible to tell where that could be from, since it hasn't been running in forever. So we'll give it a good cleanup and then keep an eye on that. But yeah, it runs. Boy, it runs. I drove it around the yard and it runs real well once I got it fired up. So I was very surprised. So the only thing wrong is the solenoid. I had to jump it with a screwdriver to start the truck, and it worked. It did run. So that's definitely good news. Now I got a solenoid. I'm not sure what's what here. I'm going to have to check. I got a solenoid with, this has got the two, it's got the battery terminal and then the starter wire, and then it's going to have a plus and a minus, but this only has 3 wires, it looks like. I'm not sure. I wonder if the one's connected inside. I have to look at how that's wired. But I got another solenoid. There is a solenoid here that goes to the snowplow that was mounted on for the snowplow, the guy said. So there's I got a spare, so I'll see if I can get that bypassed and fixed. This should run, and it'll start up with a key and run and drive. So we got a work truck. We do have a wood hauling power horse 4-wheel drive mud running work truck. Alright guys, well, tell me what you think. Some are going to be happy for us and some will be upset. Either way, we bought this in the winter, intending to drive it in the winter. You don't want to drive a pretty truck in Michigan on the roads in the winter, because it's going to get ugly. It's going to look like this after a couple of years. So I figured if we're going to have a winter truck for going to work and back, might as well get an ugly one and start out right. No point in getting a pretty truck for the winter in Michigan roads. They salt them up heavy here. Well, there's the new workhorse, and I'm going to be working it today. I'm going to be moving things around, get that log splitter out of the front yard, and get this. We're going to clean up this front yard today, clean up this land. So we'll get to it. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, another powerful addition to the Off-Grid Homestead.